Good morning, everyone. I'm Storm Team 8 meteorologist Ashley Baylor in the News 8 Now Stream Center. It is Thursday. We're just a hop, skip, and a day away from Friday and thus getting into the weekend. And so far, the weekend is actually looking pretty nice, especially the first half of the weekend. Sunday is fine as long as you don't mind the heat and humidity coming up a little bit more. But in the meantime, let's take a look at our satellite and radar composite, where this morning we still started off with clouds and a little bit of faint smoke, but the smoke and the clouds are gradually going away. So it is going to be brighter out there as we go through the afternoon. Here's a look at our satellite and radar composite now, where there were some spits of rain early this morning. I don't expect any more of those shenanigans going into this afternoon. Here's a look in Long Wharf, where again you can faintly still see a little haze in the atmosphere, but it's going to get brighter through the second half of the day. We're at 78 degrees already in Long Wharf. Farther inland, we're at 74 degrees in Hartford, definitely appearing brighter there. It is 75 in Willimantic. We're at 74 in Waterbury, 75 in Bridgeport. It's also 75 in New London. So temperatures are fairly uniform across the state. Dew points range anywhere from the mid to upper 50s. We have a few low 60s. And even in the places where the dew point is in the low 60s, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel muggy. It doesn't feel oppressive based on the fact that temperatures are in the 70s. So here's a look at our hour by hour as we head through the afternoon. Yeah, a couple spits of green popping up in western Connecticut. I'm not super sold on that. I think we're going to stay pretty dry through the afternoon. Overnight, well, mainly clear skies. Temperatures are going to dip into the upper 50s and low 60s. So it'll be a nice, refreshing night to open up the windows, get some fresh air, anything to give the electric bill a bit of a rest. Tomorrow, it's going to be a nice bright day. It'll be comfortable thanks to low humidity. Temperatures will range anywhere from the upper 70s to the low 80s. So looking fantastic as we go into the second half of the week and into the weekend. Now, let's talk about hurricane season. Yesterday, Colorado State University updated their hurricane forecast. So right now, they're still expecting an above average season, which includes 16 named storms. And that also includes the 4 storms that we've already had. So okay, they expect maybe 12 more. Now, of those named storms, 8 could become hurricanes, 3 of which could become major hurricanes with winds over 111 miles per hour. Now, that's in line with NOAA's forecast as well. They still anticipate 13 to 19 named storms, 6 to 10 hurricanes, and 3 to 5 major hurricanes. So let's take a look at what's going on right now. We did get the 11 o'clock update from the National Hurricane Center. Dexter, which is kind of to the top right of your screen, that big blob that is moving away. So that was Tropical Storm Dexter, now post-tropical cyclone Dexter with winds sustained at 60 miles per hour. That is on the out to sea plan. That's just messing around with the fish. Now, we also have this area that we are watching off the coast of the Carolinas. Well, the National Hurricane Center's gone back and forth with that one. You know, that one at times shows some promise to maybe develop into a tropical depression. There's about a 30% chance that that could still happen, but even then, that'll also be on the out to sea plan. That one's going to be a fish storm. Now, we also have this tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa here, making its way across the Atlantic. This one is worth watching. Here's the thing. Over the next 7 days, this one has the potential to strengthen into a tropical depression, possibly into a tropical storm and eventual hurricane. What our models don't agree on is the timing of this. As of this morning, the GFS had this potentially developing into a tropical storm and eventual hurricane by next week, whereas the European model was pushing that timing off into the following week. So they're not agreeing when it comes to the timing here, but we have a big Bermuda high out there. So if we were to see something develop, odds are it's going to stay out in the Atlantic. It should not cross into the Caribbean, although at times the models have shown that possibility. This is what's so tough about hurricane season and hurricane forecasts is A, watching the tropical waves, B, do they have the potential to develop? How strong are they going to get? Exactly what direction are they going to go? I mean, weather, as we know, is not a perfect science. Hurricanes, even a less perfect science. They are very, very difficult to anticipate. And even when I was looking at the latest runs of the GFS and the Euro this morning, it actually had another system developing similar time to this one, that one potentially looking to go across Hispaniola, possibly towards the Yucatan Peninsula, possibly into the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of possibly. So we're just going to continue to keep an eye on the situation over the next week or two. So closer to home today, a lot quieter. Just a few clouds out there. It is going to be nice and comfortable with temperatures ranging from the upper 70s to the lower 80s. Tonight, mainly clear. As I said, it'll be a refreshing night. Temperatures dipping into the upper 50s and low 60s. And then tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, low humidity with highs in the lower 80s. We're going to stay in the low to mid 80s right through Saturday. So if you have any outdoor plans on Saturday, no issues for you. Sunday gets a little bit warmer. We're going to see temperatures squeak into the mid 80s at the shoreline, but we will be making a run for the 90-degree mark for inland areas, and that potentially kicks off our next heat wave. You can see temperatures are expected to stay in the low 90s for inland areas from Sunday through Monday to Tuesday, all the way into Wednesday of next week. And by the time we get to next Wednesday, that's when we have a chance for seeing some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. The next several days are looking pretty dry, and that's not a complaint, but at some point, we do need to get a drink of water, because what we don't want to do is work so hard to pull ourselves out of this drought and then have another one develop. So we don't want to see that. And of course, we don't want to affect foliage season in any capacity. That's what makes New England so spectacular. I think the fall, nothing can top New England in the fall. All right, enough out of me. I got a show to do in about a half hour, so I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow. Take care.